Is that what you're really hoping to see? I think everybody's hoping to see a little bit of that there, just to see how it works, how it goes down.
Well, after I watched CLG did it, I was like, this. I don't think this would work. I mean, obviously it worked, but I think it was more of a shock and awe. And it was CLG going up against Legion. And by
Yeah.
the way, Legion was able to come back and win that second game. And then through game 3, I was really hoping Legion to knock CLG out. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But having watched that, I think if you're having trouble in duo queue, having trouble getting your solo queue up, and you're like silver or maybe gold, I think it'd probably work. I think duo queue with a partner that's maybe like 50 to 100 elo lower than you, so they'll probably have last pick, which means they'll probably end up being support. But I think if you can tie that promote and work, and let's say your first pick ends up being a jungler or something, I think you can really make it work, because the siege minion promoted takes like 10 turret shots. I think you tested that out, right?
Yes. Takes roughly 10 while it's taking damage from other stuff, yeah.
So if you start to think about the amount of damage you can do to a turret while it's generating, 10 or 14 or how many other minions are there worth of turret shots, taking an early turret in solo queue is really good. It's because, solo queue you can usually win in the first 15 minutes. All your team has to do is get a couple for, get first blood, maybe take a turret and a dragon, it's over. Because, like, the other team's like, oh, we're losing. Someone on the other team would be like, fuck this game, I'm done, I'm going home.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's demoralizing. Anything that demoralizes people in solo queue, you get those surrenders. Like, if you really want to win a lot of, want to win a lot of solo queue games, or like marginalize your defeats, just don't surrender, because teams throw all the time in solo queue. You can just pull it together for one good team fight later on. Completely win a solo queue game. You just have to not give up. And whenever someone surrenders, I thank them profusely, because there was no, I didn't have to, because even when you're ahead, like, how many people do we see in Northwest League of Legends or any forum board, they're like, I had this huge awesome score, and then but I lost. It's, you were doing great, but your team threw it later on. So I mean, it's possible. Don't give up.
Yeah, my motto is, let's win before my team throws, or
Yeah.
B, and when we're losing, I'm just like, whatever, they're going to throw it. Let's keep playing. Don't surrender.
Exactly. Solo queue wisdom to live by. But anyways, hopping in here, so we haven't revealed any shenanigans yet. We have Nunu coming in here. We have a Mumu as well, so we have a really heavy AoE comp set up right now. And the Graves... Ooh, Graves Janna, expected. I fully expect that bottom lane to be very, very strong again. The word on the street is that Boscow is going to be playing AD, so we're going to get to see Boscow's AD in bot lane. You've played a lot more with him than I have. Is he actually a decent bot laner, or? I guess we can look at his last game history. Let's go take a look.
I would be shocked if he's playing bot.
Oh, he's not. Okay, well, I was fed false information. He played a 6-1-2 Mumu, so he did pretty well. He did pretty well for himself.
Normally when he's not playing mid, and because being mid, you kind of have a little bit of good map awareness. I know he's been playing, when he doesn't play mid and ranked, he ends up playing jungling. So back when Nautilus was really strong, and still is, and we played Nautilus, and then he got some training from Ben Kabam to play a Mumu. So his Mumu is pretty strong. I wouldn't be shocked to see if his Malphite's probably pretty strong. And those tanky initiators that help win games.
So they switched Long Lead to AD. It looks like Long Lead's last game, he didn't have like a huge effect on the game. He was 2-1 and something. Probably was getting all his kills stolen by Boscow, more than likely. That'd be the safe bet. What happened there? But so we're gonna see the Sivir go against the Graves again this time. Sivir being a pretty popular pick. Vlad coming in now. This AoE team, real terror. I'm interested to see what this Team Canada decides to do here. Because this team comp, I'm not the biggest fan of Olaf, actually. Just simply because he's really a Ragnarok, and then he's kiteable, and he's that cruise missile. But if you don't get him fed properly, if he's ahead, he's scary as can be, because he gets to that mid game faster than everybody else. He does crazy damage. he's super awesome, but the later the game goes, the less effectiveness he has, and eventually he can become sort of worthless depending on how you build him. Typically, a lot of people go more on the tanky side than the damage side, so it just kind of becomes this cruise pillow, if you will, instead of a missile.
Well, what I like so far is the blue team is building AoE comp right out of the get-go. They've got AoE comp, no real mobility. I mean, Nunu gets a little bit of mobility. And then Sivir comes in, and that really changes the dynamic of their now their AoE with some mobility.
Yeah.
AoE with just more ability to initiate.
I mean, plus you throw in the
Purple
Shirelles
team,
eventually later on, too.
Right. Now, the purple team has been building a mobility outside of Swain. They've been building a counter.
What, the guy with the cane's not mobility? They're trying to tell me, Highland?
So they've got some really good mobility here between Janna. We're like, with Joe, Olaf, where's his mobility? Well, Olaf says he ignores anything that would lock him down. That gives him mobility, frankly. That's how I feel about that. And Jace is just a one-man mobility machine. Yeah. You have a Shirelius, Jace has one every 12 seconds.
Well, so. I mean, yeah, he basically gives your team Ghost, essentially. So he's a boss. He's a boss.
Wait, does his work gate also let them ignore a unit collision?
I don't know about that, actually. I'm not quite 100% sure. But we can find out. So we're just gonna end the delay period. Let's look at Mr. Jace.
I was thinking, when we were at PAX, we saw a lot of cool cosplay costumes. Normally we've strayed away from talking about skins, but these are real life skins. What do you think? Did you have one favorite cosplay at all? I know I got some photos. I'll probably put them up on our fan page later. But did you have any? Did you get a chance to actually see some of the cosplay?
I mean, obviously everybody's going to talk about the Sejani. Like, the Sejani was pretty awesome. The boar was less of a boar, more of like a Rancor hybrid, in my opinion. But it was still really badass that you could ride it, right? Like, that was pretty cool. That obviously took the most effort of all the skins. I liked a lot of the Oriana skins. They even had different types of skins from her, which I thought was pretty cool as well. And then I think the ones that really stood out to me that were like really just like solid costumes, and the people was that kind of like that trio of like Lux, Ashe, and Katarina that were walking around. Their outfits were pretty solid overall. Because you'll have some of the people come up and their outfits good, but like one little piece is kind of like funky or weird. But like the Ashe even had like the glow in her bow. Like there was a lot of little details and stuff like that too that were like really, really solid. So I thought that trio of people that obviously were getting mobbed quite a bit as they were walking around did a really good job cosplaying.
Yeah, I saw a couple good viruses as well. But the reason I brought this up is because we had Northwest Pacific's own Nighty Pool, who would have loved to cast with us, by the way. We just didn't have someone that could also stream, up on stage handing out checks in her Ari costume.
with their balloon charm.
I looked at that and I was like, oh, it's a balloon. It's kind of cheesy. I'm not sure how it fits in the costume. And then I'm like, oh, it's a heart. And
then she could pull it back to herself and throw it out. Yeah, it was clever.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of ways you can go with it. Like there was one art. Because to be fair, there was a lot of Aries, but a lot of them like they didn't have like the throw out like bring back kind of like floaty thing that she had with the balloon. That was a nice touch. Because a lot of the people they did like a pillow, but the pillow it's like you throw it at someone, it doesn't come back. You don't have the string to pull it back in, so I thought that was actually pretty clever and a nice touch. There were a lot
of Aries that could throw their pillows at me if they wanted to. I'm just there's a lot of. Although from day one though, there was a really good Cassiopeia. She had this because I don't think you were.
I wasn't there that day.
Yeah, you missed that day, but it was Desperado Cassiopeia, and her tail was all they had to carry her when she got up on stage and get off stage, she had to have help.
That's actually pretty awesome. I actually wish I would have saw that.
And it looks like we're about to get in.
Yep. If all goes as planned. So thanks for joining with us, guys. This is Judgment 9. This is the last Judgment we're doing before we start the EOS Invitationals, which will be really, really awesome. We have a tournament called the End of Summerland, which is coming up at the end of September, September 22nd, 23rd. We're actually going to be running a lot of judgment-style events. So what you see here online, we're going to run in a live setting. You can sign up with a buddy to make sure you get on their team. Unlike our current format where you get split up, you can get drafted by other people. We have $650 in prizes per each pool. Plus, we have $10,000 in raffles. AOD will be there performing live and releasing their new album. The first 80 signups will actually be entered into a raffle to win one of two $900 retail Intel processors. And right now, if you want to go sign up, you can, or check it out, you can go to seattleversus.com, click on the button there you can register, and if you use the code LATEREG10, which you have up on the screen right there in the top left corner, you can actually get $10 off your registration to sign up, which is a pretty good deal. But on top of that, like I was just saying, this is our last, a judgment where anybody can join, and the next couple of weeks we're going to be running invitational only, so you have to have registered for EOS if you want to play in any judgment for the next couple of weeks leading up to EOS. And we're going to have some pretty cool stuff planned for that cool event, so I hope you guys go up, sign up now quickly. We started to get a bunch of sign-ups actually over the PAX weekend. We handed out probably like 1,500 flyers at PAX, and a lot of people were really, really hyped that I got to talk to you in person, especially on the finals day. They were actually really excited about the event. They didn't even know what was going on. They're like, oh, I have to go to this. Even a security guard was pumped at the League of Legends event, so I thought that was kind of cool. So it's going to be really awesome, and I hope you guys go check it out. And we'll provide some more links as we go along. But KDA contest, before we forget, who should we roll with? Should we do Jvu? No name for the quadra kill last time?
No Name did have a quadra kill.
He did.
Let's go with No Name Too Lazy. He's a popular guy in this format.
Okay, so do you want to make the post real quick?
Yeah, I will. So No Name Too Lazy is going to be playing Swain here. Actually, Tyrant Swain, because it's one of his best skins. Actually, he's got a lot of great skins. I like Tyrant Swain.
Yes.
So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get that post up on our Facebook fan page right now, but No Name Too Lazy playing Swain. So get ready to go there. Click and put your submission for our KDA contest.
Yeah. So definitely go check out our Facebook, facebook.com/RaiseYourWeaponMedia. Hop on our Facebook page and get ready to comment on that post that Highwind's going to make right now. You can guess the KDA, and then the CS will be the tiebreaker. Closest person is probably going to win themselves a pack skin. So you're definitely going to enter, and you're definitely going to want to win this contest. So we are underway. It looks like red team's just hopping up here in the top side of the map, closing in here in the top rush. Going to be heading down towards the blue team, the blue side, but blue team is set up to kind of defend this right now. Ooh, wow. Blue team's actually going to pass them. Red team knows this is going down. We might see a collapse on this. Swain's actually set up in a good prime position right here. Ooh, they're actually going to get out of this. That is fortunate. Red team had the setup. That was actually pretty nice play by them. They're going to come around here. They're still going to put pressure on this blue buff right now. Mumu knows this is up. Boss Cow being fearful right now. Doesn't want to come in on this. Doesn't want to get caught out. That would be a bad choice. And he's going to get his blue buff stolen. Olaf Breezair has a really, really good clear time on this Olaf. I actually am a big fan of Olaf jungles if you can actually get a good start on him. Longley taking a lot of damage actually hitting this top lane. So it looks like they're going to stick with this. They're going to stick with Longley top lane combined with this Nunu up here. So we have a 2v1 top.
All right. That's something I like to see.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it earlier. It looks like Olaf already set up here, and it looks like we have a pause.
So, well, very quickly, KDA contest. The game is up. Or, sorry, the contest is up. So head over to our Facebook fan page. Go ahead and enter your guess. Don't forget to put in the CS as well.
Yep.
We're going to use that for tiebreakers. We did actually have our very first person guess the exact KDA.
Yes. That was actually pretty impressive.
Yeah. So first time. So you know what? Anybody has a shot at winning this. A pack skin definitely up for grabs here.
Yeah, and those are coveted right now. And they're actually a really cool skin. Like, I was actually, because let's be honest, like TF is popular and expensive and ooh la la as it is, like it's kind of more because it's rare. Like the skin itself is not like the greatest skin ever, in my opinion. I think the PAX Jax, like it was very Penny Arcade themed. Like I thought that was pretty cool. The cardboard tube samurai, that was a pretty cool skin, but it was still much like very much like Jax's skin. Then you get in Sivir, who's a pretty good skin too. She has the gamepad for her boomerang. I mean, it's pretty slick. We see it up here. You got the Tron going on. It would have been cool if actually we would have had like a Pax Sona and a Pax Sivir lane at some point. That would have been kind of cool to see. But then you have Arcade Sona and like all the spell effects. You've kind of had like the new echelon because like that was a year ago the Pax Sivir was made. So now a year later, you know, Riot's up their game. All their skins are better. All their spell effects get changed. All the sounds. And you get Pax Sona and like that is a really slick skin. Her ult is like a DDR sequence with the arrows. I mean, really, really, really cool skin. So I'm actually really pumped for the future of Pax skins.
Having the first, I mean, just you're talking about the transit. I'm gonna shut up now.
Oh no! A lot of Razzle going here. How's your promote now, Awesome Bill? How's your promote now? I was gonna dive underneath the turret. Trade kills. You're definitely not getting out of there. Sorry, buddy. There's no chance for that. Longlee wants this kill. He's like, Breezair, give me that blue buff. There's more blue buff. Get back here. Will Blue come to help this out though? Morgana coming down and the Ignite go down. Got it. And blue buff on ImBlackYall. I hope mid really loves this scenario.
And I like the way that went down. BlackYall went over, rotated over, did have to blow his flash. As soon as he let the Ignite go, didn't even look back. It was just real men don't look at explosions. Real men don't watch Olafs die as they run away.
Yeah, so I mean they forwent the cheesy promote strat here, and they're able to trade the kills there. It looks like
there's no cheesy promote.
Yeah, so Jarvan's actually taking over the mid lane. Probably doesn't like the fact he has to play against Morgana with blue buff, but the good part is Morgana with blue buff this early, the Torment Soil actually doesn't just clear the waves all on its own. It's not too formidable, so even though she's going to be able to spam it, it's not like the worst case scenario. You just have to dodge Dark Binding. You can still farm and go about your business as usual. But both lanes have rotated. They've swapped up. Swain's in the bottom lane going against Vlad. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have the duo lanes facing off against each other. So pretty interesting start and not very standard, which is actually pretty fun to see.
Yeah, and I kind of like this mobility that we have between Sivir, or with Sivir and Inu. So Sivir's passes, every time you attack someone, you get a move speed increase. And it's a flat rate move speed increase. It's actually pretty huge, especially at low level. Uh-oh, Breezair coming back in, wants revenge.
Wants to land that axe. There's going to be a little bit of burst going down there, but overall the speed, able to clear them out of that sticky situation. Lane is pushing. Graves going to go back, farm up some of that. They might go back a little. Yeah, it looks like Longlee's going to go back. That lane is pushed up, so don't really want to go back out there and get camped or anything like that. So they're just going to back up off out of this.
But yeah, I was just saying, you throw in Blood Boil, and Sivir with boots at level 1 is super duper fast. So if she gets that one auto attack in and that free auto attack, she's gonna be able to chase you. And then of course you're sitting there thinking like, oh shoot, she's gonna have all these free auto attacks. Then you're like, you're not even thinking about how you're juking, and then you eat a boomerang to the face. So it's I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, so there's a nice Dark Binding landed, and there's the patented Swain harass. Just constantly throwing his dot down there, just really, really efficient damage-wise to keep throwing on your opponent if you can. And Vlad early, he's ripe to get picked on, so I expect there to be a lot of pressure from Swain in that bottom lane. We'll be interested to see if Jungler does make an appearance there eventually. Looks like Mumu just went back, has his red buff, has boots in a pot. Just trying to get some mobility, clear his jungle really, really quickly. Might see a gank coming on there, and it could be strong. Especially if you get any kind of advantage for Vlad early, it really, really helps him out because he just really needs that freeway till he can get to his level, get past level 6, get into level 9, and have those low cooldowns for his ability so he can get all his health back.
So something must have gone wrong with Boscal's jungle because.
Ooh, he's gonna get never move.
Running into never move.
Yeah.
But Olaf is the same level as Amumu, and Amumu did not go into a lane for a gank. So I think before you go back, if you don't actually go for a gank and you just do your standard clear, you can actually do what similar to what they used to be able to call the Fast Five. So a little bit of possibly some inexperience here in the jungle path. I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal because if wow, he's still not 5 after clearing race. Wonder what's going on here. I wonder if some of his early experience got stolen, but what he might do is take these wolves, so definitely hit 5, and then if he wants, he can take blue buff for himself. Morgana does not need blue buff early. She can just go back, grab a couple Doran's rings.
Call it a day. Camp and lane.
Yeah. And I mean, and with ImBlackYall, he knows that he's like, hey, I'm Morgana. I'm gonna just grab an advantage out, by giving a Mumu a faster 6.
It looks like he might be coming over here for a little bit of a counter action, possibly. Although I don't know if that blue buff's going to come up when he wants it to. So just kind of chilling up here, waiting. Morgana rotating around too, with no mana. There we go. There it is. Question is, will they be able to pick this off without anybody figuring the jig is up? And it looks like Breezair's going top. So yeah, they should be able to grab this fairly easily.
And if they spot Breezair, I would say.
I actually like that play because if you think about it, normally that is the harder blue buff to grab because of all the buffs. Oh, wow. Not going to be caught now. Had a lot of potential there, but good flash by Awesome Bill. But typically, because you have the bot lane there and you have a support down there throwing down wards everywhere, and usually mid is warding as well, it's a lot harder to actually pull off that maneuver because there's so many much wards near the bottom because Dragon is such important objective. That's where a lot of ganks come through in the early game. So it's a lot harder to pick off that buff. Typically, top is the easier one to go for. But in this case, since all the top laners are top and there's not as much warding going down there between the solo bot lane, they were pretty much open to just go in there and make that move. And fortunate enough, Breezair was actually in that top lane instead of down anywhere where they could sniff it out. And good pickup, good smart play by the team ImBlackYall.
And Boscow getting really low, still not 6. Gonna have to go back to base. But I believe the good news for him is as soon as he heals up, he'll actually run up and grab that blue buff that has just respawned.
Yeah, be really good for them. And Breezair, Breezair's not really 6 yet either. I mean, he's only level 5, so they're not too far behind. Graves, no mana, gets exhausted. And just putting a lot of damage on Roshan now as they trade in here. But Breezair's coming now. I think Awesome Bill without a flash and exhausted. I think he just bit off a little bit more than he could chew. And yeah, he's definitely going down here.
Uh-oh. It's unfortunate because had he been... looks like we're going to see a Jace come in. Maybe do some snipe action. Good spell shield here on the slope.
Woo! Just barely misses. Comes in there. Great flash by Longley. That was well timed. Getting out of there. Dodging the Graves all as well. Now we have 4 top. There's probably going to be a lot of pressure on this top turret.
Yeah, I would say here, now that Bosco has smited this blue, he does have his ult. They can make a play here up top. Between Morgana ult, which is available, and Momomu, they can easily pick up 2 kills here.
Yeah, it depends on if they do go in on something. I think, red team's scattered, so I don't... if they would have stuck around, definitely had a lot of potential. Ooh, gets the grab off. I don't know if there's no other damage to really follow this up, though. Morgana's not in the area. Yeah, he's just going to juice back.
Oh, it just scared him enough to get him to burn flash, so definitely worth it. And don't think...
I think that's one of those, those just a little bit more patience thing and trusting your teammate. I'm sure that, solo queue will train you to always make that flash, but... in a team coordinated situation, you gotta expect that Olaf would be able to come in, eat any bandage toss or anything that would try to follow up, and you don't have to waste your flash in that scenario.
So JBU has come back to lane. He is a little bit does have those 3 pots, does has Berserker Greaves, so Sivir is gonna want to go back, probably pick up this Berserker Greaves and also grab a Vamp Scepter.
Yeah, I mean, really, he's actually banking 1,700, 1,650 gold. So he has a lot of options with what he wants to do at this point.
Might actually grab a BF sword.
And there it is. Boom. And red team pinging for Dragon. No lane has been picked up top or bot yet. As we look at Graves, he's just 10 CS or so behind Sivir, but he's going to easily pick that up because he's still farming up top in lane. So they should be even by the time Sivir even gets back to lane. And the bot lane, 68 CS to 45 CS. Vlad not doing so well against this matchup. So pretty interesting mix-up by starting that 2 top. So far, Blue is actually still coming up on the better.
Poor Vlad.
Ooh.
They get punished for this. Oh. Nope,
Good
swinging.
pool. Eating a lot of that damage potential. Troll pool 2 strike, but the dive is on. Breezair wants is going to eat some turret shots instead. Now here we come the tanky Swain. He's going to get ulted, going to get taken down. Swain should be able to survive this. Ooh, Breezair so close. Soul Shackle's going to definitely go off to become one, but will to become one be able to escape this? He actually has a knockback. Notice, great ult by Boss Cow picking up both members. The heal coming in, and oh no, will he be able to sustain? That's the question. No Name Too Lazy. He's still going to be able to do it. Oh my gosh, that blue buff. Without that blue buff, No Name Too Lazy would have fell, but they didn't have enough damage off cooldowns to finish off No Name Too Lazy. They decided to focus on him, and he just sustained Swain OP.
Oh my goodness.
That's one of those facepalm moments.
This is gonna work out great, RFA. What the hell?
I mean, it was a really good ult by Boss Cow, but this couldn't tear down Swain fast enough. And I mean, with that blue buff, that was the only reason he was able to keep it up that long. As soon as that, his Swain's ult wore off, he was dead, completely dead.
Yeah, I mean, to take something from the fighting game community that I learned a long time ago, you need to finish your plate, son. They need to finish Jace. Jace was like, well, if they're gonna forget about me,
I'll just sit here and deal damage. That sounds good to me. So really unfortunate. They tried to set up something there. Didn't work out for them. So far as we look at both carries, the good thing is their AD carry is actually doing very, very well. Longley's sitting pretty decent, about 500, 600 gold advantage over Graves, which isn't huge, but at least it's something to look forward to in life compared to what else is going on the map. And honestly, Morgana actually doing, still, just not that far behind Jace. But definitely wanted those kills in there. A lot of what we're seeing so far, at least in these games, is a lot of skirmishes where the teams aren't really quite, they're being put in scenarios where it's not just like the standard team fights you always have. There's these weird, 1v2 then turns into a 2v2 that turns into 2v1 kind of scenarios. And they don't necessarily know how they're going to come out here. And now we have a 3v1, so hopefully they can take down No Name Too Lazy now. But he does still have that blue buff. There's a little bit of the burst damage, but it works in the cycle. Soul Shackle's going to come in here and still picking up a kill onto Vlad. 3v1. Swain doing work.
oh, it looks like Jay's gonna come in here through this tri-brush. He will go unnoticed. And Olaf with a pink ward. Oh my goodness! They didn't see him clear the ward. They have way overextended.
Oh wow!
Oh, good night.
So
see at least
nice little juke by ImBlackYall to actually dodge the damage from Jace, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get picked off. Amumo coming in here, and a nice little juke out. Boscow's going to be able to live through this.
Yeah, save the double buff. I like it.
Oh, Sivir is on the hunt, coming in here, wanting to go for Graves. Roshan now popping his ult, giving some health there. A nice little play, nice little crisis management. I love Javen and Roshan now. That is a very strong lane. Those two have really, really good coordination. Now Boscow doesn't want to give him this dragon. Trying to come in here, but now he's going to give him double buff.
What is he doing?
Oh, man. Such a great job actually getting out of trouble. And then comes there, transfers over double buff to Breezair, and they give up the dragon in the process as well. I mean, dragon was probably going to fall anyways, but the double buff and a kill as well, that's just a little bit painful.
Here I am thinking every mummy for himself, and now it's... Well, guys, my team decided to feed. I'm going to go in there, too. Like, I don't know where that mentality, Oh, No Name Too Lazy now 3 levels ahead of Silo.
Yeah, now the good news is, at least for Silo, is that he's reached max cooldown on his Q, so he's going to be able to use that a lot to sustain, and he can use Tides of Blood to actually build up his damage a little bit. But now he's actually getting focused again. This is not what he wanted to do. He doesn't want to take any of these cooldowns, because as you can already see, he's already below half health.
Morgana's ult was not up. If she'd given 10 more seconds, could kill Breezair. His flash will be up here in a second as well. I think he might be able to do it. All he's going to do is bait him out here, take this turret.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, looks like he's just backing off.
So blue team down 6 kills, but still hanging in there. They've got the 2 turrets. Oh, and Long Lee going to work now.
Getting the better of Swain, at least in these exchanges so far. Come back down, and that's a good swap for them. That's something they need to do. Now that they've killed that top turret, they won that little matchup, that little mini game. Now they're going to send down Long Lee down bottom and play it up normally. Get a little bit more presence on the lower side of the map, possibly for the next dragon. And really just overall get a better matchup.
Oh, we're going to see... Morgana does not want to really blow her ult here. Jace mobility plus Janna, there's not much she can do. They can get away from her really easily.
Yeah, I think she was just trying to set up, or ImBlackYall was thinking that, hey, Boscov's coming down, we can stack our ults again, but I don't think they're quite on the page yet, that they don't quite have enough damage. And, you know, really between those two characters, like you were just mentioning, they have the tools to get out of that without getting caught, even if they wanted to pop both their ults. And No Name Too Lazy getting brutalized in this bottom lane matchup, and Longley coming in here for the kill. He's going to get it. He's going to get it, and now they're going to get Roshan now as well, canceling the absolute zero. Doesn't even matter. Longley, you know, we saw him at Vancouver jungling. This guy can play AD too. Get this guy on my team.
A rare misplay from Roshan now. He popped Monsoon in the bush, in that little tri-bush. Oh, is the Mummalord up? Can they make a play here?
Oh, he's actually going to be able to get Breezair. It's going to be followed up possibly by ImBlackYall, but no, it's not actually going to be knocked to safety by Jace here. Or knocked away, I guess Jace protects himself, however you want to look at it.
In a crazy turn of events, blue team coming back strong with 3 unanswered kills.
And possibly 2 turrets? What is this?
And now have jumped over 1k a gold lead. They were down about 3. They're actually almost 2k ahead. Oh, Longley in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, it doesn't actually have any mana, but they should be able to escape out. It's Blood Boil, good enough to give them the speed boost they need to get out of dodge. Plus, they have Boscow just in case. Ward going down. Boscow should... Oh, I guess he is going to be able to take this with a smite. He should have it. Just needs to escape now. Has it back up from his team. And successful. Blue Steel is successful.
Uh-oh. I like this. And this is back and forth action we're not used to seeing.
No, I mean we've had some good games lately, but you know after the last game was one team kind of gets advantage, and they kind of ran with it. You know it's really systematic. We have a lot of really good players here, so you know if they get an advantage, the teams are usually coordinated enough. They can run with it, try to snowball it. But in this case, there's a lot of just plays coming back and forth. People are making plays for both teams. It's not necessarily a full team fight that went one way or the other. It's just like individual players making plays on the map in different places, making things happen. Landing those dark bindings, making him look on click like Reginald, except for he was a little bit better at it. Although I think, so I forget who it was, but someone had a quote that came out that said that Reginald was like the Joe Montana or whatever Morgana, throwing him, and then my response was that makes Skylar the Jerry Rice because he was catching them. He was catching them all. Like he was going for MVP Hall of Fame performance right there.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, wow, a lot of engagement on ImBlackYall. He's eating a lot of damage. Can actually pop out his ult, draw it out. So
yeah, I mean it was the best play there. I think if he doesn't ult there, he's probably gonna die.
And here comes Swain. Time to get Swain. Never moves, gonna get missed. ImBlackYall, nice little positioning right there. Being able to get out of it, but Sile eating a lot of damage. Crossover.
Yeah, Silas just back out here. Don't give up a kill. Wait for Longley to get in here.
Yeah, they need his damage. They definitely need his damage in these team fights.
Oh, no.
Great bandage toss possibly, but they're not going to be able to follow it up. They're trading damage. Longley still being able to do damage, just barely out of that never move. Ult coming in. They've actually zoned out Graves. A lot of members low, but No Name Too Lazy getting in there. Absolute zero. They have nothing to cancel this right now. They're going to take the full brunt of the damage, and in comes back Longley, being able to deal out that damage. Double kill for Boscow in the process. Trading damage. Double kill for Vlad as well, and now Blue is left up, able to push if they want.
I think they should just go take Baron. Mummy's got that early armor from building
And
a
he has
submarine. Even he's
tears.
got a second chain vest. He could take Dragon take Baron no problem. His tears with blue buffs gonna do quite a bit of damage. But you know what? I don't think this is a bad play either.
No, I think they could.
If at any point in time they feel like they're not going to be able to do it, I think at this point they're going to be able to go back. They're probably going to take a quick dragon, and then they can show up and defend Baron.
Yeah, I think.
Had they tried and pushed that inhib, they wouldn't have got it. The red team would have respawned, maybe chased them down.
Oh yeah, there's no way they could have took the inhib at all. But picking up a turret, picking up a dragon, that's good enough. But leaving just Long Li to do it, that's questionable. And he has no mana for spell shield, so if they get any slows off like you see right now, that's not great. That's not what you wanted to have happen. Red buff given up to Olaf, plus you have the kill spree. Not best case scenario, but at least he got dragon.
To get back to base, and honestly, the fastest way to get there is just to die. So, she's gonna go in there.
The fastest way to get out onto the map, besides dying, is just blue pill back. But whatever. His team really, if his team stuck there and they actually dealt the damage, just killed dragon really quickly, spent a little extra time, would have been the better choice for their team. But stuff happens. Red team making a good play, recognizing that, and getting in there and getting a kill.
So this mid turret, not long for life. I'm pretty sure Red's going to bulldoze it here. The blue team does not want to get caught under this turret. Without Sivir, they should back up here. We're seeing the retreat pings. Vlad doing a little bit of overextending. Might want to get out of dodge. And he will do just that.
Yeah, smart heads up play. Realizing that the wolves are closing in.
Oh no, and as soon as they see Swain here in this bot lane, that will be the signal to Baron. And sure enough, I see quite a few pings going down.
I think they want to. I think Swain can still get there in time, though, and they don't have Vlad, so it could be a possibility. If Red Team wants to defend this, they could. Baron not quite going down fast enough yet, but it looks like Red Team just kind of give this up. They're poking in there. Now they're collapsing. Yeah, I think Blue Team is a mistake. They're going to take that extra damage from Baron in here. Will they be able to land the ults correctly, though? They need to try to catch out their AD carry. Graves pretty deep in there is going to get caught by the Amumu ult. It actually doesn't have any more mana left. And that's not going well for them. Blue Team's going to be able to clean this up. I definitely suspect No Name Too Lazy picking up a kill in the process and sustaining just a little bit, getting his weight worth, but now they're going to get pushed on. Definitely should be able to take a base turret. And that's a win for the blue team.
Yeah, come out on head here. They'll get this. I think they should be able to get this turret. I think the one thing I'm going to be worried about is whether or not Red Team all respawns and then rushes Baron. Olaf is first up. His ghost is available.
I think
Janna also up as well.
Yeah, I mean the only downside is that they're low on mana. Sivir doesn't really care about that. She has blue buff as well. Not a big deal, but I think they still, if they want to, they'll have the members up that can rush there in time. I don't think Red's going to be able to pull off anything here if they wanted to. Breezair barely alive. He's on life support.
That's great. Longley stood in there long enough to do enough damage to send Breezair back to bay. Oh, maybe not. Breezair, that's their smite. That's their only chance at either stealing Baron or even considering Baron, because the blue team has Nunu and Consume doing the awesome damage that is 500 true damage, plus smite from Amumu. I mean, it's going to be a tricky as to who may or may not get the last hit on Baron. Normally, I think that's why you see Hotshot play Cho'Gath. Not only does he have pretty solid initiation, but you can't really smite steal from Cho'Gath because he has a feast that does 1,000 true damage.
Well, yeah. I mean, when it comes to Baron too, I mean, it's partially reaction time. I mean, the fact of the matter is like you can have the more damage, and if you coordinate correctly, then you should win. But if they just have better reaction time, you let that damage get too low. Like, you don't coordinate your burst, then you could easily lose. And at the very, very high level, that shouldn't happen. Someone should throw that. But in games like these, where you're not like completely 100% coordinated teams, even with the best advantages, something still could go wrong. So, always a risk if you decide to do a Baron game. It's one of the number one ways to throw a game. So I like the fact that Blue team's been, instead of like trying to focus on trying to take Barons or tempt them, they've just been like, all right, let's get turrets, let's get something commodities that we know we can get. Is definitely going to give us an advantage. Right now they're up 4K. They've opened up an inhibitor. If they decide to really press in on one, they feel like they have a better team fight. That could be an option for them.
Oh,
their AoE is insane. Breezer's going to possibly pick it up here, but now just running out of this. Amumu really, really good, slowing down a lot of the enemy teams, but there's nothing to follow it up. So Amumu down. There's nothing to hold them there for the AoE ults, and red team just withdrawing right now for the time being.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. I think they should have just pressed this negative inhibitor.
Yes.
I mean, why force a team fight where you don't necessarily have an advantage, where you can actually take an objective, and if they choose to engage on you, you can sit back on your ults.
So right now, it looks like they decided to take this top turret. They should be able to do it. Red team trying to close in here, but I believe this turret will fall before they get engaged on, but no, they won't. They're just taking a lot of poke damage here from this red team. A good engage on BlackYall turning around, wanted to get in there. He's going to Hourglass, trying to get off his Soul Shackle, and Breezair is going to fall. No, he's not. Breezair actually picking up a kill, turning around in here, but they've lost their AD carry. And losing your AD carry in team fights like this is crushing. Boscow with a great bandage shot right there. Breezair trying to come in over to kiss. Hourglass in Breezair's face. Not going to be able to pick up that kill, and that is an ace, and that should be another base turret, at least 2 inhibs if they really wanted to. It looks like they're just going to go straight for this middle inhibitor with Longley because he's going to be able to take it down for his team while the rest of his team focus on this top turret. Good, nice little team communication and coordination right there. Just be as time efficient as possible while they have this advantage. The rest of the team still, we're not too far into this game. We're not even at 30 minutes yet, so they're going to be back up in 5 seconds. But losing 2 inhibitors at this point, that's not a scenario you want to be in. The good news is actually they're going to lose 3 inhibitors.
They're going to get triple rags.
Longley doing work. Yeah, so they're going to lose 3 inhibitors. And then the only thing they have to worry about is possibly is red could try to make a play for Baron while the super minions haven't quite spawned yet. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Truckload of minions pour in.
Well, I mean, the super minions haven't spawned. It's going to take them a while to get to the base. I mean, they just spawned. So if they really made a dive for it, blue really did a full retreat to back off and buy. But they're going to be set up for this, so it's not going to happen at all. And really, no Oracle, no map control. Red team kind of on life support at this point.
Yeah, the blue team playing well. Marnold looks like might be making another appearance in Judgment Finals.
Yeah, it's definitely looking at at this point, smart money would be on ImBlackYall, although he's taking a bit of damage here for the Baron for some reason. Apparently, losing all your health to Baron and attack moving is how Marnold likes to roll. Apparently, that's part of his strat.
We actually saw a high-level play involving where one of the top players aggroed Baron so that it would then turn on a support player.
Yeah, it turned on to Elements when Elements was trying to clear out wards of Baron. That was a good play. I believe Nat No Win did that actually, but when you do it to yourself, that's a whole nother story. Red team not going to be able to contest this Baron. They're getting pushed. They have to defend. They've lost all their inhibitors. Now blue team with their awesome AoE comp, Longley with the superior advantage as an AD, positioning-wise so far, at least in these team fights, and the fact that he's just been farmed up like crazy. Going to be able to run in here, actually leading the charge for his team in here. Doesn't even care about whatever they have to throw out. He's just going in there.
Yeah, I love the fact that they took Sivir and they have Nunu, which Nunu adds a little bit to an AoE comp, but mostly he's just a move speed steroid for Sivir.
Yeah, move speed attacks with Sivir.
They really they're taking this whole group up in AoE composition to a new level because they're adding that mobility to it.
Super minions, ho! So don't need promote strat when you have like 8 super minions in the base. So here's the engagement coming down there. Absolute Zero is going to go off once he gets knocked away. Going to get some good duration from that. Muma coming there with a great ult. Hourglass is going off to prevent deaths. Only 2 people alive sitting in under their fountain. And if blue team slash dance, they'd still win this game right now. They could all pile into the fountain. It wouldn't matter. Graves is going to be able to kill all these minions, press them back. So good game. Well played by ImBlackYall. Picking up a game in the semifinals. Going to the finals against, do we know who's won?